Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Star Trek Online. This is your host, Captain Ron Phillips here. And in today's mission, we have another episode here with the Breen from another mission we get from Ambassador Sarah. We are receiving a distress signal in the Rava system. A Deferi transport was weathered a Breen attack, but they've taken heavy casualties and are requesting immediate assistance. My people do not have military ships, Admiral, and I am loath to send a lightly armored rescue vessel into such a dangerous situation. Please, you must do whatever you can to help them. Well, we certainly shall. So, cold comfort. Let's see what this looks like. Captain, we're being hailed by a disabled Deferi frigate. Putting it on screen now. Thank you for responding to our distress call. We were boarded by the Breen and have taken several casualties. We could use any medical aid you could render. Please approach and beam over as soon as you can. Alright. Definitely shall. There we are. Please beam over any medical supplies and personnel you can spare. We'll send your transporter chief the coordinates to our trauma center. Alright. Talk to Dr. Kosa. Okay. Or Casa, however he pronounces himself. By the balance. You couldn't have arrived at a better time. I need every available person to help with patients. I think the Breen take pleasure in causing pain. Few of our crew were killed, but many have been injured. If you want to help, I need someone at table 7. Take the patient's medical history and triage the injury. If it's a minor issue, go ahead and treat them so we can make room for another patient. Alright. Please, it hurts. Help me. Alright, what hurts? It's my left side. I took a disruptor hit from a Breen rifle. Please, I need something for the pain. Do you have anything that will help? Treatment for disruptor injuries. There are several medications available for from the Deferi medkits that we can use to treat the patient's pain. Something bicardine, hydrocortisone, yeah, I can't pronounce that. I need Robert Picardo to pronounce this for me, please. Once a patient is stable, we can fix the disruptor hit directly with a protoplaser, and which should fix the damage done with the cellular structure. Okay. Do you have any allergies? She's highly allergic to the metorapan. Okay, I think that's right. Metorapan. I was given it once on my airway swelled and was completely blocked. I almost died. Alright, are you taking any medications? No, do I look like I should be? Have you been treated for anything related to... do I really have to ask all this stuff? Metorapan is a very common drug used to treat and manage pain, especially in patients with this level of trauma. It's a good thing we caught this. If the patient was given the wrong medication, the result could have been disastrous. Okay. Seriously? I have to ask him all this? How often do you think I'm shot by a Breen? The last time I saw a physician was 2 years ago. I was treated with polywater intoxication. When was the last time you ate? Midday, I guess. What does this have to do with anything? Why haven't you given me something for the pain yet? Yeah, I'm kind of wondering why. What were you doing before you were injured? I was repairing a power conduit on deck 2 when the Breen came out of engineering and shot me. They didn't even give me a chance to surrender. I wouldn't have fought them. Okay. Okay. Get hypospray and protoplaser from medkit. Oh, here we go. That's what I need. Use medkit. Please select the medication to load to a hypospray. Okay. Alright. We can't use Matorapan. Let's see. ASI. Pain management of sports-related injuries. No, let's choose another medication. Biocaridine. Decreasing pain associated with serious trauma injuries. Okay, that's good. Hydrocortisone. Cranial upper spinal regions. Cough, used for headache. Can't use that one. Morphinolog. Chronic pain. Okay. So I think we want to do... Yes. Bicaridine. Here we go. Since she can't have the other one. Pain from the disruptor wound is subsiding. That feels much better. Thank you. Good. The bicaridine is having the desired effect. Now we can use the protoplaser on the wound to treat it without causing undue pain to the patient. Goody. That's one. Oh boy, here we go. Talk to Dr. Casa again. Good work with the last patient. Has anyone ever told you that you have a talent for medicine? I don't think so. I need someone to check out the patient on table 3. I would appreciate any help you can give me. Alright. Number 3. Mother, is that you? What hurts? An older boy named Tosca used to take my favorite toys when I brought them to school. If I tried to fight him to get them back, he'd break the toys so that no one could play with them. My mother said Tosca was out of balance. Do you have any allergies? I hated the taste of my mother's stew when I was young. She tried to convince me it tasted like spring, but I thought it tasted like bugs. Okay, are you on any meds, Batty? Because you need some. I used to play in the mud every time it rained. My mother thought I'd get sick from playing outside in the cold and damp, and I never got sick, not even once. Have you been treated for anything else? I loved it when my mother would sweep me into her arms and hug me tight. She smelled like love and cooking herbs. When was the last time you ate? I used to pick berries with my sister in the hills overlooking the farm where we grew up. They were tart, so my mother would sprinkle granuary clava honey on them. What were you doing before you got injured? My father used to sing rhymes to me when I was a child. I would fall asleep in his arms and have the best dreams. That's cool. You were gone wonky. Yep, disoriented. I agree. It may be a symptom of brain trauma, but we cannot rule out a psychological breakdown until we do a mental status check. The stress of the Breen attack may have been more than the patient's mind could process. Do you know your name? My sister had a doll she used to call Ilka. Do you know where you are? Can I have our dessert now? I finished all my vegetables. Good grief. Do you know approximately what time it is? I love catching Umek insects at twilight. The light from the descending sun would make their wings glow like golden fire. This guy's really poetic. Do you know what year it is? My sister is 3 years older than I am. That meant my mom let her do all the fun things while I had to sit and watch. Right. Altered mental state. There is something obviously wrong with this patient's mental status. I recommend that we scan the brain tissue for deep trauma. A hyper something should reveal if there's any damage. Tell me the story of the preservers again. Okay. Yeah, let's get the scanner. This guy is lost it. Captain, it appears that there is a cortical implant in this patient's brain that is causing the disorientation and delusions. There is an extremely high amount of neural activity in the area around the implant. Perhaps if we were able to decrease the activity with an anesthetic, the patient would be more responsive. Okay. Look at all these. Oh my goodness. It's an anesthetic. It has also been used in gaseous form to incapacitate a large number of hostile humanoids in a confined space. Well, that's an anesthetic. Let's see what the other one is. It's an anesthetic used for calming hyperactive nerve impulses. This has been known to interfere with cranial implants and decreasing their effectiveness. Yep, that's what we need. We'll look at the other ones later. Oh, no, 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 no. Where am I? I remember the Breen attack and there was this medic. He seemed sad. The Breen implanted me with a cortical implant. It has been forcing me to relive memories from my past. Please help me get it out of my head. I don't want to live like this. Alright, that worked. Removing a cortical implant is a tricky process. We should confer with Dr. Cosso about how to proceed. Well, if I actually had Robert Picardo here instead of one of his cronies, we would have this fixed. I'm not familiar with any technology like this. Any attempt I'd make at removing it would be based upon an educated guess. We have some captured Breen in the brig, waiting for transport to a holding facility. Perhaps you could question them. One of the monsters who did this to my patient might know how to reverse the process. Oh, we got captured Breen here. Sir, there are a few things you should know about the Breen before we talk to them. The Breen are a warrior race. They do what is expedient, and will often take prisoners rather than kill. You get more work out of a slave than a dead man, after all. This may seem cold and callous to us, but the Breen is the only logical. It's only logical to them. Survival and duty are more important to them than morality. The Breen are very concerned with personal honor. Do not insult a Breen's honor or suggest that they kill without cause, and you should be fine in your interrogation. Yeah, this is going to be rough. Talking to a Breen. Torture me if you wish. I will never betray the Breen Confederacy. What's your name? Alright, the heck with you. What are you looking at, Starfleet? What's your name? Look at you, cowering in the shadow of Thought Trell. What hope could the Deferi possibly have against might like his? I will not answer your questions. Go bother someone else. Well, tell me about Thought Trell. Thought Trell has more power and vision than a pathetic being like you yourself can possibly comprehend. The Deferi will be the first to fall to his might, but they will not be the last. He will not stop until the entire Alpha Quadrant serves the Breen Confederacy. Someday soon, I will stand on the blasted remains of your homeworld and celebrate our victory. I will grind the remains of your leaders into dust under my boot heels. Thought Trell will be the man who makes this possible. Right. Are you here to let me go? What's your name? I am Tran. Talk to Tran. What do you want from me? What is your story? I do not understand what you mean. I am a soldier. I have no story. Everyone has a story. What led you to be here? I am a combat medic in the Fifth Order. I serve the Breen Confederacy. I was ordered to go to the system of my superiors. I am sure that you have encountered other Breen in the Deferi sector. What does attacking a civilian transport have to do with Breen expansion? I do not feel comfortable continuing this conversation. My commanding officer is in a nearby cell and he can overhear everything that we are saying. While I do not agree with his actions in this matter, I respect his position of authority. I will not throw his dishonor in his face. Alright. Let's enable the dampening field so this guy can't hear squat. All audio signals entering and leaving this cell are being blocked by an acoustic dampening field. Alright, Tran. Let's have a chat. Your commanding officer cannot hear what we are saying. My superior thought that these Teferi civilians might have the information for which we have been searching. While I might have disagreed with his choice of target, it is not a soldier's place to question his commanding officer. I think my dissension was the reason I selected to join the assault on the ship's bridge. A dangerous task in the best of circumstances, and the one that had the least chance of success. Let's see. Definitely don't want to say that. Let's see. While I might have disagreed with his choice of target, it's not my soldier's place to question his commanding officer. I think my dissension was the reason I selected to join the assault on the ships. How can you justify an attack against civilian targets? I didn't want to attack this ship. There is a nobility to being a soldier. When I enter a battle, I know I could be killed. I know that others will die at my hands. But this is what we must do. It is a part of being a soldier. Civilians are not part of this unspoken agreement. They do not wake up each day and know that in their hearts that it could be their last. They should be out of bounds as targets for people like you and me. There is no honor in fighting someone who is unprepared to fight back. I regret that I had orders to kill these civilians. More than that, I regret that I carried out those orders. Let's see, what were your orders? Did you have an option? What were your orders? I am a combat medic. Normally my task is to repair the injuries of my fellow soldiers. On this mission, I was tasked with capturing civilians alive and fitting them with subspace cortical implants. These devices are barbaric, even by our standards. We use them to obtain memories from the most obstinate of interrogation subjects. This particular implant has a subspace relay intended to capture and transmit these memories so that my superiors can sift through the secrets locked in our victim's mind even as we move to implant more subjects. Okay. Why did you do this? What information did the Teferi have that you needed so badly? I am not sure exactly what the commanders wanted to learn from these people. I can only guess that my superiors wanted information that felt could be held by any member of the Teferi population. The cortical implants were calibrated to bring long-term memories to surface, even going back to the target's childhood. Perhaps they wanted to learn something that even a Teferi child might know. Would the probe Teferi know what memories were being searched? Perhaps, if they had the mental fortitude to recall the memories that they were triggering during their interrogation. The pain from the implants can be quite intense. How to remove this implant? The removal of the cortical implant is a very delicate procedure. The implants are intended to be strong enough to survive the interrogation process, but too difficult to be removed by the subject or anyone else. I have worked with these implants for some time. Have your doctors talk to me and I will tell them what they need to do to remove them. An honorable Breen. Thank you very much. And his name is Tran. Dr. Casa. Alright. This is just the information we needed. I will round up a surgical team and we will begin the process of removing the implant immediately. I spent some time talking to the patient while you were in the brig. It sounded to me like the Breen implant was triggering memories from the patient's early childhood, many of them involving rhymes and songs. Most Teferi parents and grandparents sing to their children and tell them stories of our past and our traditions. A common theme in our songs is the preservers. We sing of their travels through the universe, their efforts to maintain the balance, and their great archive. My children are particularly fond of songs about the Preserver Archive, a hidden place where they left all their technology and the records of the ancient days. It is an interesting story, but I don't know if a place like that could actually exist. After all, we're talking about children's rhymes. Captain, the Breen must believe that the Preserver Archive exists. There is no other explanation as to why they would target Teferi civilians in order to obtain information about nursery rhymes. Before we leave, Tran has requested to talk to you again. He's waiting in his cell. Alright. go. Tran. Thank you for returning. I know that helping you is the right thing to do, but because I did so, I can never return to the Breen Confederacy. Therefore, I would like to request asylum from the Federation. I, however, am not alone in this request. There are a small group of Breen that share my feelings. I know that attacking innocents is wrong. If you accept us, we would all like to join you. I will give you the information necessary to contact them. It may take some time before they are willing to respond. Your future actions will speed up that process. Oh, cool. We've sent a communication based on trans information. I can't be sure that it was received, so at this point I believe the only thing we can do is wait for a response. I must say I'm surprised any Breen could be capable of reason. Impressive work, sir. The Deferi seem to have things under control for now. Are you ready to leave the system? Yes, we are. Alright, that was nice and quick. I remember stories about the preservers from my childhood, and of course, we have ruins linked to them on Defera. But I have never heard of an intact preserver installation. The Breen, however, are taking these stories quite seriously, and if the Breen manage to acquire preserver-level technology, they could shift the balance of power in the entire Alpha Quadrant. It's lucky that you were able to establish a connection with Tran. I believe that he was sent by the powers to help maintain the balance in the galaxy, and I am grateful. I know your intelligence service has more questions for him, but after that, I promise I'll do what I can to see that he and any other Breen who disagree with their government's actions are not forgotten. One of your commanding officers was requesting to speak with you. You should consider meeting with them when you are done here. Now, why would I want a crate of Deferi snow tubers? I think we'll just take the transphasic torpedo. Thank you. Alright. Well, that'll do it for that. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for a little Star Trek ER. You could tell I'm not the best doctor or the best nurse. But at least I could talk to a Breen. How's that for bedside manner? Oh my goodness. So, hit the like button if you liked the video. Hit the dislike button if you didn't like it. I apologize. Subscribe to the Captain Ron Phillips channel. And please enjoy all the content that's been coming out lately. I see a lot of people have been watching some of these episodes lately. I appreciate every view, every subscriber. Please leave a comment or a thumbs up, anything. Any comment, anything, any suggestion, anything. I'd love to hear from you guys. It's a big world out there, no matter how small we feel, and just any interaction, I'm very thankful for. Even if you give me a thumbs down, I don't mind. It's an interaction, and I'm very thankful for everybody who participates or watches or leaves a comment or anything. So, until then, this is Captain Ron Phillips, and I will see you next time, which I do believe will be the final episode of the Deferi and the Preservers. I think. We'll find out.